Say what now? Y'all better get in here. Get in here because Jaguar Wright is out here being messy and spilling some major tea about Beyoncé allegedly being a lesbian. Apparently, Bey is part of a lesbian cult in Hollywood, and apart from this cult pulling in innocent, unsuspecting women to sleep with them, this cult has been providing Beyoncé with protection, and that's how she's been able to stay relevant for as long as she has. Just a few days ago, her ex, BFF, exposed her for planning an escape from Jay-Z, and even before we could process all that, Jaguar Wright also popped out, and she's now spilling all the tea on these lesbian affairs Beyonce has been having. Jaguar has been on Beyonce's neck for some time, but this right here is probably one of the wildest things she's revealed about Beyonce ever. It's unclear where Jaguar got all this tea from, but she claims Bey had been a DL lesbian since her Destiny's Child days, and her parents, Matthew and Tina Knowles, knew about it. Jaguar said that this is why they pushed for her to marry Jay-Z ASAP, even though he started messing with her when she was still under 18. Not only that, but her Renaissance album, which she convinced us was to uplift the LGBTQ plus community and was a tribute to her deceased gay uncle, Uncle Johnny, was actually a tribute to herself and her alleged lesbian cult matters.
Why don't nobody want to accept that bitch?
Now, when it comes to those rumors about Bey being a witch and being a member of a demonic lesbian cult, she has herself to blame for that. She started those rumors when she introduced her infamous Sasha Fierce alter ego to the world. She revealed that every time she used the alter ego, she felt possessed. Beyonce claims she only caused that alter ego to take over whenever she needs to perform because she is naturally a shy person and cannot perform without Sasha Fierce taking full control of her body. She said, "Right before I performed for the BET Awards, I raised my hands up and it was the first time I felt something else come into me. I knew that was going to be my coming out night at the award show." Fast forward to 2018, her ex-drummer, who has been on several tours with her for years, suddenly quit her job in the middle of the On the Run 2 tour and accused Beyonce of using extreme witchcraft behind the scenes before her shows. She said when she finally quit the tour, Bey was allegedly sending people to her to make sure she didn't come running to the internet. Things got so bad that she filed a restraining order against Beyonce.
Beyonce's ex-drummer of 7 years, she is seeking a restraining order against Beyonce. She's accusing her of dark magic, witchcraft, tapping into her phone bill, and basically controlling her finances. Her. She's saying the Beyonce camp is put up a huge campaign against her, and it's overall witchcraft. She sought a restraining order in the past. It got denied, and she has another one scheduled for October 11th, but the internet is just like, what? Excuse me? And, you know, I was just at the Beyonce concert last week in Houston. It was definitely a religious experience.
Beyonce is a witch. She's a very powerful witch. She's heavy into African spirituality. She is a daughter of, I believe, either a daughter of Oshun or Yemaya. I go back and forth. I feel like it's Oshun though, but if I got it wrong, I got it wrong. But nonetheless, she's a high-ranking witch. Okay, how many people have come out and said, "Hey, shit, my cat started dying. Beyonce did this to me. I saw Beyonce do that." Like this is nothing new. Okay, but you got to understand when it comes to Illuminati, to this industry, one person replaces the other. Madonna's old. Madonna is almost done. And Madonna is a very high ranking witch. She is a high priestess. That's just pretty much what it is. Of course, the main thing Madonna practices is Kabbalah, but then there's different versions of Kabbalah, just like there's different versions of African spirituality. But then I also believe that in addition to African spirituality, I do believe that Beyonce is into dark magic and black magic as well. Her and Jay-Z, and we're just gonna leave it at that.
Now, going back to those lesbian allegations, it actually started at the start of her career, specifically around the year 2000, when she collaborated with the singer Emil on the song I Got That. Shortly after that song got released, Emil revealed in an interview that Beyonce was trying to get at her during the making of the song and even wanted them to get in a romantic relationship, but she was not with it and kindly refused. And guess what? Right after Emil spilled the tea about this, her career was never the same and she was wiped off the internet. Not only that, but there is no record of that interview anywhere because it was allegedly wiped off the internet as well. But y'all already know how messy people are. Just because something was wiped from the internet doesn't mean people will forget about it. In fact, the rumors came up again when Lady Gaga seemingly outed Beyonce for having a thing for women after they collaborated for their song Telephone. The song itself already had a lot of people giving Beyonce the side eye because of the chemistry she and Gaga had on the song. However, what really took the cake was when Gaga jumped on an interview shortly after the song's release and admitted to Beyonce having an attraction to women. She said, "We had an amazing time working together on her video, and it just kind of works out because we both like women." What made these Gaga allegations worse was that some people did some digging and found out that just 2 years prior, Beyonce had people wondering just how straight she really was when she was seen at the Box with 3 girlfriends enjoying the club's risque show, surrounded by a huge bodyguard and protective curtains around their table. An eyewitness who was at the show that night said Beyonce was really making the most of the burlesque strip show. She was on the table in the VIP balcony, cheering loudly as 2 girls got naked and licked each other's feet. She stayed until 3:30 in the morning.
Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls.
And remember what I said about her Renaissance album allegedly being a tribute to her and not to her deceased gay uncle and the LGBTQ plus community like she claimed? People believe that since Bey never got to fully live out her alleged lesbian tendencies, especially after she married Jay, the album was also her own way of celebrating herself and her real sexuality. She worked with a lot of queer icons in this project and specifically chose people who best represented the message she was trying to put out. For instance, trans DJ Honey Dijon was credited as the lead producer of 2 songs in the album, Cozy and Alien Superstar, with Alien Superstar featuring vocals from trans media personality T.S. Madison. Alien Superstar also samples the popular song I'm Too Sexy by the band Right Said Freddy. Mind you, the band's lead singer, Fred Fairbrass, is openly bisexual. And then there's her song Break My Soul, which also features Big Freedia's song Explode. And of course we can't forget her song Move, featuring Nigerian artist Tems, which also samples vocals from Grace Jones. But to be fair to Beyonce, this album was supposed to be homage to the LGBT plus community, so it makes sense for her to sought after their icons and put them in this project. However, as I said before, people felt like this album was more of a way of healing herself. In fact, during the Renaissance World Tour, she specifically opted for the bisexual flag to be shown on the screens a lot, and she used a lot of different lights on stage that reflected the bisexual flag. This made people dig up some of her past performances in magazine shoots, and coincidentally, there were a lot of bisexual symbols in them. For example, she used bisexual lighting colors for both her 2003 and 2013 Complex magazine covers. She also used the same lights out during a few of her performances around the same time. And then in some of the songs in the Renaissance album, she was saying some wild things, including her desire to eat out a woman. For example, in her song Thick, she sang the lyrics, she thought she was doing that ish, I told her go harder, that's the Castro, eat that ish like it's Mastro's. She said she on a diet, girl, you better not lose that butt though. That's that, I don't do this usually, I don't know what you do to me. She also went in on her song Summer Renaissance, in which she changed the lyrics from dominate is the best way to beat you sorry about yesterday, now that sweet stuff, you're a sweetie pie, come let me eat ya, to dominate is the best way to beat ya, sorry about yesterday, now that sweet stuff, come here Caroline, let me eat ya. During a performance of the song on her tour way back in 2023. It's unclear who exactly Caroline is, but looks like she and Beyonce clearly got some business. Now, I'm not saying for sure that Beyonce is bi or lesbian, but if there's anything we know by now, it's that Jaguar Wright is barely ever wrong about anything. She usually knows what she's saying when she says it and stands on business till the truth comes out. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, I been knew she was bi when she said, girl, I wanna kick it with you. I knew exactly what she meant in that song. Wave your hands side to side, put him in the air. Another person said, I did hear lesbian affairs a while ago before Jag. She allegedly had a situation with Emil back in the day when they did that song together, and allegedly Emil ended it and she got stalkerish. LOL. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Jaguar exposing Beyonce's alleged lesbian affairs? And do y'all think Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage is a cover-up? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video. Bye.